Let's be real. Most women won't come right out and say they like you, especially in today's dating world. You won't get a text that says, "Hey, I've been thinking about you all day," or a phone call admitting I really like you. Nah, that's not how it works. What you'll get are subtle glances, mixed signals, and confusing behavior that will leave you second-guessing yourself. That's the modern woman's way of protecting herself while still wanting you to notice her. Here's the catch. A lot of women are scared of rejection, too. Scared of looking desperate, scared you won't feel the same. So instead of being upfront, she'll test the waters, she'll drop hints, pull back, then lean in again, just to see how you'll respond. If you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. You'll think she's just being polite or friendly, but beneath all that calm surface, there's real interest. She's trying hard to keep under control, and that's where you, as a man, need to be sharp. Because if you wait for her to spell it out for you, you're going to miss your chance, and she'll move on thinking you were never into her. Women rarely chase, but they do invite pursuit in ways that only the alert man will recognize. This video is your cheat code. I'm going to give you the exact behaviors women show when they like you, but are trying hard not to make it obvious. Once you know these signs, you'll stop guessing and start leading. No more confusion, no more what ifs. Pay attention, she might be more into you than you think. She's just hiding it. Let's break it down before we start the video. I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just finished section 5 in the course, and you won't find this information on videos on my channel. It's easy to access with the secure payment option. Visit stoicapproachtolife.co.com or click the link in the description to enroll now and improve your dating life. She acts hot and cold. You've probably experienced this before. One day, she's all smiles, laughing at your jokes, making solid eye contact, showing clear interest. The next day, she barely looks at you, gives you short answers, or seems emotionally distant. That shift, right there, it confuses most men, and many give up thinking she's just not into them. But in reality, this is one of the biggest signs. She likes you, and she's fighting it. Women are emotional creatures, but they're also calculated, especially when it comes to dating. In today's world, where vulnerability often gets punished, a woman who feels drawn to you, but isn't ready to be open about it will bounce back and forth emotionally. It's not because she's playing games, it's because she's struggling with two opposing desires. On one hand, she wants you to notice her, pursue her, and see her as more than just another woman in your life. On the other hand, she's afraid of being too available, too eager, or too exposed. Her hot moments, where she's clearly engaging with you, are her guard coming down, letting her feelings show her. Cold moments where she pulls back are her putting the wall back up to protect herself. This push and pull creates tension, but it also gives you a window to read her interest. Most guys mess this up by reacting emotionally. They get frustrated during her cold phases or start chasing when she pulls away. That kills attraction. What you need to do is stay grounded. Don't reward her cold behavior with extra attention. Let her cool off without punishing or chasing. Then when she comes back warm again, respond, but calmly. That tells her you're in control, you're not desperate, and you're emotionally solid. The mistake most men make is thinking consistency is the only sign of interest. But when a woman is interested and afraid at the same time, inconsistency becomes her way of managing risk. So if she's acting hot and cold with you, showing interest one day, then acting like nothing the next, don't be quick to write her off. Look deeper. Is she still showing up around you? Is she still giving you eye contact? Does she seem nervous when she's cold? Not cold in a detached way? Those are subtle clues that her emotional distance is temporary and a defense mechanism, not disinterest. A woman who truly has no interest will ignore you consistently. She won't engage. She won't be warm then, cold. She'll just be absent. But if she's going back and forth, there's a part of her that's drawn to you and another part that's trying to slow herself down before she falls too deep. Your job as a man is to stay centered. Let her feel safe around your presence. Not because you're chasing, but because you're steady. That steadiness is what makes her finally stop hiding what she feels. She's always around. This one's easy to miss, especially if you assume women only make moves through direct words or obvious flirting. But here's the truth. When a woman likes you and doesn't want to show it, she won't always say it with her mouth. She'll say it with her presence. She just keeps being around somehow. She shows up where you are, finds reasons to be near you, or lingers longer than necessary. That's not a coincidence. That's intention masked as coincidence. Now, she won't make it obvious. She won't walk right up and say, "Came here for you." But look at the patterns. Does she show up at events you casually mentioned in passing? Does she suddenly start hanging around the same friends, workspaces, or social spots? Does she walk by you more often than she needs to, or make small excuses to talk? That's proximity, and proximity is attraction in disguise. A woman who doesn't like you will avoid unnecessary interaction. She'll keep things short, polite, distant. But a woman who does like you, yet doesn't want to be obvious about it, will find ways to stay near without exposing herself emotionally. It's her way of feeding the connection without putting her pride or vulnerability on the line. She's placing herself in your line of sight, hoping you make the move. Some guys misread this as friendliness or even randomness, but women don't randomly orbit men. If she's regularly around you without a clear reason, she's sending a signal. She wants to be noticed, but she wants you to do the noticing. Here's where men go wrong. They overlook it. They act passive. They assume it doesn't mean anything. And that's how opportunity dies. Because a woman can only give that silent invitation for so long before she decides you're either not interested or too passive to lead. When she stops feeling that magnetic pull from you, she'll quietly retreat and never look back. So what should you do when you notice this? Simple. Acknowledge her presence without being too eager. Make it a point to speak with confidence when she's nearby. Make eye contact. Throw in a comment that shows you see her. Something subtle but solid that tells her, "I see you, I'm aware of you, and I'm not blind to what's going on." It doesn't have to be deep, just real. Women are constantly observing your energy. If she keeps showing up around you and you keep playing it like it's nothing, she might feel embarrassed or rejected, even if you like her. That's the strange game of dating today. She's around because she likes you, but if you don't pick up on it, she'll take the silence as rejection. So pay attention. If she's constantly near you, not by force, but by choice, she's giving you a chance to lead. She doesn't want to chase you, but she wants to be caught, and that's a huge difference. She notices the small things. When a woman likes you, but doesn't want to be obvious about it, she won't always come out with flirty compliments or open expressions. Instead, what slips out, often without her even realizing it, is her attention to detail. She starts noticing the little things about you, things most people would overlook. And that's where her real interest hides. You might think she's just observant. Maybe she makes a random comment, like, "You wear that watch a lot," or "Did you change your haircut?" But that's not random. That's her subconscious leaking out. A woman doesn't remember a man's cologne, voice, tone, or small habits unless she's watching him closely. When she starts picking up on things like your routines, your reactions to stress, the way you speak, or even what you wear often, that's emotional investment. She's tuned in. She's paying attention, because you matter to her more than she wants to admit. Why doesn't she just say she likes you? Because sometimes liking you scares her. Maybe she's been hurt before, maybe she thinks you don't feel the same, or maybe her ego won't let her be vulnerable first. So instead of telling you, she studies you quietly, carefully. She takes mental notes of what makes you different from the other guys. That's the beginning of emotional attraction. She's locked in, but playing it safe. Most men are blind to the sign. They think, "Oh, she's just being friendly." No, friendly women don't remember what you said last week when you were tired. They don't bring up that one thing you mentioned months ago about your goals or passions. They don't comment on your energy, your mood shifts, or the way your eyes change when you're focused. Women who like you do. So, what do you do? When you spot this behavior, first, don't ignore it. Respond not by getting too excited, but by showing calm awareness. If she notices something personal about you and brings it up, smile, lock eyes, let her know without words that you recognize what she's doing. That confidence will make her feel seen, and it encourages her to reveal more. Now, here's the flip side. If you brush it off or act clueless, she'll feel embarrassed, like she overstepped or misread the connection. And when a woman feels exposed without reciprocation, she pulls back hard. That's how good women slip away. While you're still trying to figure it out, you want to really test this. Mention something small about her, a unique trait she didn't think anyone noticed. Watch her reaction. If her face lights up or she gets slightly shy, that's a mirror response. She's been observing you because she wants to be known by you. Attraction in today's world doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers, and it's hidden in the details. Most men are too distracted to notice. Jealousy slips out. Here's something most men completely overlook. When a woman likes you but is trying not to show it, jealousy always leaks through. She may not say it, she may even try to act like she doesn't care at all, but watch closely when another woman is around you. When you mention another girl, or when your attention shifts even slightly towards someone else, her energy will change. And that shift, that's her true feelings talking before she can shut them down. A woman who has no interest in you doesn't care who you're with. You could be sitting next to the most attractive woman in the room, and she wouldn't flinch. But when a woman is emotionally invested, even if she's trying to hide it, the moment another woman gets close to you, you'll feel the tension rise. Her tone may shift, her facial expression might tighten. She might make a passive remark like, "She's pretty," or suddenly withdraw from the conversation. That's not random. That's control, jealousy, and it's very real. Now some women try to mask it through sarcasm. They'll joke about you being a ladies' man. They might throw out comments like, "Looks like you've got options," or "Don't let your fan club hear that." That's sarcasm. It's protection. It's her way of expressing interest while pretending not to care. It allows her to test how you'll respond without exposing her vulnerability. You need to understand this. Jealousy doesn't always come out loud. Sometimes it comes out quiet. She might get a little quieter when another woman enters the conversation. She might suddenly become busy or distant when you're giving attention elsewhere. Or she might just start asking you strange, slightly invasive questions, like, "Who's that girl you follow on Instagram?" Or "Is she your type?" That curiosity isn't just curiosity. It's hidden emotion, needing for answers. Don't confuse this behavior with drama. This isn't a woman being difficult. This is a woman battling between protecting her pride and protecting her heart. She doesn't want to look like she cares too much, especially if she's unsure how you feel. So the jealousy comes out sideways. Quick jabs, subtle silence, playful teasing, or a sudden shift in vibe. If you're emotionally aware, you'll catch it. If you're blind to it, you'll misread it and think she's moody or uninterested. And that's where most men fumble the ball. So how do you handle it? With calm strength. When you sense her getting jealous, don't play into it by trying to make her more jealous. That's immature, but don't ignore it either. Stay cool, stay kind. Let your energy say, "See what you're doing, and I'm not judging you for it." That makes her feel safe. That safety is what eventually makes her drop the act and start showing real feelings without fear. Jealousy is one of the most honest reactions a woman can have, even when she's doing everything she can to hide it. Learn to spot it, and you'll never doubt her interest again. She plays it safe. When a woman is interested in you, but doesn't want to look like she is, she plays it safe. What does that mean? It means she avoids anything that could expose how she truly feels. She won't flirt too hard, she won't make the first move, and she certainly won't take emotional risks. Instead, she keeps everything friendly, polite, and just on the edge of personal. Enough to stay close, but not enough to be obvious. And if you're not sharp, you'll assume she's just being neutral. But in truth, this is her way of protecting her pride. A woman's fear of rejection runs deep, especially when she sees a man as high value. The more she likes you, the more careful she becomes. She doesn't want to get embarrassed, she doesn't want to feel like she overplayed her hand, and she definitely doesn't want to look desperate. So she plays it safe. That might look like her texting you, but never initiating hangouts, or being warm in conversation, but never crossing that flirty line, or agreeing with your ideas, but never diving too deep into personal connection. She stays in a gray zone, emotionally close, but romantically guarded. Here's where most guys mess up. They see this safe behavior and assume she's not feeling them, so they back off completely. They stop engaging. They move on. And that's when she feels rejected, confused, and disappointed, even though she never showed her hand. Because in her mind, she was showing interest, just in a subtle, cautious way. But here's what you need to know. A woman who plays it safe is watching your lead. She's studying your responses to see if you're confident enough to guide the interaction forward. She doesn't want to be the one chasing. She wants to be led, but by a man who's smart enough to read between the lines. So what do you do when you notice she's playing it safe? You lean in slightly, but not aggressively. Start conversations that carry a little more weight. Ask her more personal questions. Create moments of playful tension. Say something that makes her wonder what you really think about her. The key is to disrupt the safe zone without putting pressure on her. That gentle push gives her permission to open up a little more. And when she starts feeling emotionally secure in your presence, the mask comes off. She'll start letting her guard down slowly, piece by piece. Women don't hide their feelings because they're trying to deceive you. They hide them because they've been conditioned to believe men lose interest when women show too much, so they protect themselves. But behind that safety wall is often a woman who's fully into you, just afraid you're not fully into her. So stop reading only the loud signs. Pay attention to the quiet ones too. Because the woman who's playing it safe is often the one who's feeling the most and hoping you're smart enough to see it. Nervous, but present. Here's a sign most men completely misunderstand nervous energy. When a woman likes you and is trying not to show it, her body often gives her away before her mouth ever does. She may act a little awkward, seem unsure of what to say, fidget with her hair, play with her jewelry, or even stumble over her words. To the average guy, it might look like she's just uncomfortable or not interested. But to the man who understands attraction, it's clear she's into you, and she doesn't know how to hide it. When a woman truly doesn't care about a man, she's relaxed. She's cool, calm, and composed. She doesn't overthink her words, her tone, or her presence, because she's not emotionally invested. But when she does care, and she's trying to hold it back, that's when the nerves creep in. Her guard might be up mentally, but her emotions are leaking through in her body language. She may avoid long eye contact, but still glance at you often. She might laugh at your jokes, even if they're not that funny. She may seem overly polite, extra careful with her words, or overly quiet around you. All these are subtle signs that she's emotionally charged, but doesn't know how to handle it. She wants to connect, but she's terrified of slipping up and making her feelings obvious. What's wild is that a lot of men interpret this nervous behavior as disinterest. They think she's too quiet or she's not saying much, so she must be bored. Wrong. Nervousness is a sign of emotional intensity. A woman who's around you and visibly unsettled is someone who's trying to manage her attraction while keeping her cool. But here's what really matters: she still shows up. That's the key. Despite being nervous, she's present. She's around you, she hasn't left. She keeps showing up in your world, putting herself in places where you are, even if she's not the most confident version of herself in those moments. That's huge. Because if she wasn't interested, she wouldn't be there at all. She'd avoid discomfort. She wouldn't feel nervous because there would be nothing at stake emotionally. This is why you, as a man, need to develop emotional sensitivity if you want to lead. You can't just look for loud, easy signs. You have to be able to recognize when a woman's emotions are bubbling under the surface, even if her words say nothing. A nervous woman who sticks around is silently begging you to create a space where she can relax and be herself. So don't make her feel more nervous by calling it out or putting her on the spot. Stay calm, be steady. Guide the conversation in a warm, grounded way. If you can make her feel comfortable in her nervousness, that wall she's hiding behind, it'll slowly fall. Because once she feels safe emotionally, not just physically, she'll stop trying to hide what she's feeling. Friends drop clues. Here's the truth. Even if a woman is doing everything in her power to hide her feelings from you, the people around her might not be so careful. When a woman likes you but doesn't want to admit it, her friends often become the ones who leak the truth, whether intentionally or not. Her circle will drop subtle hints, make strange comments, or even act differently when you're around. And if you're paying attention, you'll catch it. Think about it. Women talk a lot, especially about guys they're interested in. If she likes you, her friends already know. They've had conversations about you. They've dissected your texts, stalked your social media, and probably told her what they think about you more than once. So when you're near, you're not just walking into a normal interaction. You're walking into a scene where you've already been the topic that alone changes the energy. You might hear comments like, "Oh, she talks about you sometimes," or "She always laughs like that when you're around." They may seem playful or harmless, but trust me, they're not random. These are little clues dropped carefully, sometimes to push her, sometimes to test you. Her friends might even tease her lightly in front of you, trying to get a reaction. And if she gets shy, defensive, or awkward, that's a giveaway. Some friends might not say anything outright, but watch their behavior. Do they giggle or whisper when you walk into the room? Do they suddenly leave her alone with you on purpose? Do they look at her after you speak, as if waiting to see her reaction? These are all indirect confirmations that something's going on. Now, you might be wondering, why don't women just say it themselves? Because saying "I like you" is risky, but letting it leak through the people around them, that's safer. If it doesn't go well, she can always deny it or blame her friends. But if you pick up the hint and make a move, she doesn't have to do the vulnerable part you do. It's strategy, and it's been working for women for centuries. So what do you do when you notice the friends dropping hints? Don't ignore it, but don't overreact either. Play it cool, but acknowledge the energy. Give her a look. Say something like, "You all talk about me that much," with a smirk. It's not about pressing her for the truth. It's about letting her know you get it, that you see what's happening, and you're not afraid of it. A woman feels more attracted to a man who can read the room without getting insecure. If her friends are teasing and you're not flustered, she'll respect your emotional control. And that's when she starts realizing you're not just a guy she likes. You're a guy who understands her world. Sometimes it's not her mouth that reveals the truth, it's the company she keeps. Most men are blind to the quiet signs, and that's exactly why they miss out. Women today are subtle, guarded, and careful with their emotions. But if she likes you, it will show, just not in the way you might expect. From the way she acts hot and cold to how her friends behave, it's all there, hidden in plain sight. Your job isn't to chase her down. Your job is to see her clearly, lead with calm confidence, and give her the space to stop hiding. Once she feels safe around your presence, the truth always finds its way out. And remember, if you're serious about mastering the dating game, don't miss out on my exclusive online course. We go beyond what's covered in these videos, giving you powerful insights from the first approach to lasting attraction. It's easy to enroll, with the secure payment option. Visit Stoic Approach to Life, Kodia.com, or simply click the link in the description to secure your spot. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now, and start transforming your dating life today. I want to especially appreciate you for taking your time to watch till the end of this video. I hope the video helps you improve every aspect of your relationship with women. Until next time, this is Stoic Approach to Life.